Hello. Whoa, why is this so like high? There you go. Welcome everybody. How are we doing? I haven't got the lights on. Let me turn the lights on. Do, 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 do. Gotta turn my Wi-Fi on my phone. Bear with. I've been getting overexcited again because we've got a move happening. So I'm also looking at the charts, trying to think about where I might like to take a little bit of a trade. Because, yeah, on both the Nasdaq and on the ES, we are into an area of support that we had highlighted from yesterday. So interested to see what happens here. Of course, we do have the New York Open shortly, very soon. So we'll see if this can get a any kind of reaction from the levels that we have been talking about. So anyway, I'll make a proper start in just a second. Where's the music gone? Where's the music? Let's put on a little bit of music in the background. Smash the like on your way in here. Let's do that. Do we have the music? Okay, we got our good old synthwave radio on in the background. And yeah, we'll make a start. So today, basically, focusing on ES and the Nasdaq again as usual, because Bitcoin really isn't doing very much. I'm going to turn up my treadmill so I can walk a bit faster. And there we go. Cool. Yeah, and we're into an area of support. So if we're looking at an update that we did, for any of those of you who are in the crew, then you would be aware of the levels that we have been looking at so far today. So if we bring this up here, these are my ES levels looking at, well, this zone that we're basically at down here. I can't see that quite on my screen, but that was looking at the area from 43.76 down towards about 43.68. And then on the Nasdaq, we were looking at something similar for the London session, looking down from around about that 15,160 to 15,120 area. And if we go back over onto the charts over here, that is like literally where we're at right now. So had a big move down. Okay, we had this move into the previous day EQ earlier on, and that was a potential area to possibly look for a long position. But just as the time, well, when we had that, we had our retail sales data that was released. The market just collapsed, and we're now down into our next area of support. So Jason Casper in the house. Yeah, I do have the treadmill. I didn't know. So this is genuine, Jason. Jason Casper. I did not know that you also did the treadmill, and I also saw on a recent stream of yours that you have the Lo-Fi Girl Synthwave radio on here as well. I stole the Synthwave radio from Dr. Disrespect, but yeah, great minds think alike, clearly. Welcome, Jason Casper, anyway. I don't know who copied who. That's the thing, Captain Gary. I don't know who copied who. I don't know if I had... I think Jay had the Casper... Jay had the Casper? I think Jay had the treadmill before me, but I'm almost certain I had the music. But I have no idea. We are both musicians, yeah. Isn't it crazy? Anyway, you guys probably want me to talk a little bit about Bitcoin at some point today as well, don't you? Do you want to talk about Bitcoin? I mean, it's just stupid and shit and pointless. But I mean, we can talk about Bitcoin if you like. Or we can focus on the legacy markets, which is where all the action is. I'm going to try and drink. Wow, that Jason Casper donated $50 through Super Chat. That came through really late on the little alerts thing, but all good. I need to move all of my screens around. I need to go here, I need to go here. Cool. Let's do a quick 5-minute BTC update and then the ES and NASDAQ. The thing with the ES and NASDAQ is they're the ones moving right now. But sure, we can have a look at Bitcoin. Yesterday it had a big old spike up right up here to 30,500, which is what we've been waiting for like forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So we had that move up. The thing is with this, right? So the thing with the move that we've had on Bitcoin, yes, it was technical in the fact that we took out those 30,500 highs, which is what we were looking for. But the way in which we did this hasn't really given me any kind of opportunity here to actually take a trade based off of that information. I didn't have limit shorts up here, although I could have done. And I haven't really seen an opportunity in order to take a trade based on where we are right now. So if we do look at what's going on the higher timeframes here, also let me keep an eye on what's going on the ES, because I do need to be aware of that. So bear with. I'm trying to trade this at the same time. I'm considering just popping in another short on the ES as we're just in such a heavy downtrend, just selling tips. Selling the tips of these little moves to get some continuation down as we go into the New York session. But for now, I think I'm just going to hold off on this. Just allow this to do what it wants to do. I should have just taken another little scalp short then, but oh well. Anyway, back to Bitcoin. Yeah, so taking out the 30,500 highs, and at this stage we're just hanging around, like literally, there's your daily open. We had a move up to take out the highs of the day, a little bit of local liquidity. We've dropped back down, but it's just very, 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 very flat. Previous day levels, anything of interest? Not really. Like previous day EQ would take us above this local high, which could be interesting. And we also have the previous day point of control, which takes you just down into the little bit of excess that we had after that big move yesterday. I'm still looking at what the ES and what the NASDAQ is doing because I'm still tempted by this. It's fine. But really, there's not much more I have to say on Bitcoin. We've just got to wait and see. So essentially, if you're playing the local range, you're looking for shorts up here, longs down here. And where we are right now, within value area of the days, so just coming down to value area low, rejecting around about that daily open. It's a bit of a no trade zone right now. So we'll see what happens as we go into New York session. Obviously, there is a big gap down here as well. So 27,600, which is the level that keeps popping up and has been for the last couple of weeks. That was where we got held. We had that ascending triangle type of thing over here before we broke out. Then that would be somewhere that I'm interested in as well. But can we trade anything else other than that? I don't think so. I think we just got to wait for these levels. Previous day POC, previous day EQ, or the big old gap that we have down here, down towards previous day low. I'm going to add an alert on here. When it comes to the ES, when it comes to the NASDAQ, everything is much, much clearer. And this is just pretty much just taken off of TPO levels. Okay, so you can see on the TPO from yesterday, if we add on our sessions, where's our sessions? Here. So New York session low from yesterday, that's what we've just taken today. So we have already taken out the previous New York lows. I know we're in London right now. And then we've come into this order block that was during yesterday's London session. We're quite a long way off of the previous day low here overall. Same situation on the NASDAQ, okay? Both markets working together. We've come down here, taken out the New York lows from yesterday, come into this gap, and then bouncing off of the order block that we just have underneath there. So this is an area that I would look for a bounce. Whether we can get a bounce, we'll have to wait and see. We still have 15 minutes until the market opens. Captain Gary, your YOLO limit got filled yesterday, 29,500 with leverage. Let's go again. 29,500. 29,500. What was up there? Was this like the POC of this? Have some MPOCs up there. You had some stuff going on. $29.5. Nice. Oh, this doesn't go back far enough. MPOC. Cool. Cool. I can actually... Oh, what else can we do? It's funny, right? We've done all of the analysis already this morning. I might just do a little something. It's never a good idea when I trade live. So I will just wait, but I do think we're probably just headed back for those lows again before we go to New York now. This move happened very quickly, but I want to see a bit more of a bounce. If anybody else has any more questions in the chat or anything like that. Fugazi trading 4366.75. Yeah, we're in a good area right now. We're in a good little area. I mean, I can throw on... What else can we look at? This is the TPO for legacy markets. We've got this going on. Can I go far enough back to show you? Yeah. This is really interesting, right? So I mentioned this with the crew. So this was just before we had retail sales data that was released. Okay, so just here. And if I bring back up the Discord, then we actually traded this all together. So bring this up. We'll go over into the trading chat. And I wasn't quite aware of what data it was. But yeah, here we go. Order book is emptied, careful on stops, maybe economic data incoming, and then saw that we had this retail data. I took a little scalp long as we took that, and then we could just see P here giving the golden information. Selling was, well, the sellers were clearly in charge. We had a big tilt on the order book, so a lot of people that were trying to absorb this, and then basically as soon as they became trapped, so we've got trap traders here at 4382. So basically at this stage, we've got to reclaim 4382 in order to get any kind of proper reversal off of this. And I see we're just taking out these lows again. So yeah, but this is what went on earlier. This is all some good stuff. And then, yeah, you can see what happened from then on. This is when they were all holding. So this bid was holding for quite some time. As soon as you lose that, we've now got buyers trapped here. So what happens then? The offer takes over. They do not give them an exit. And then we continue down. Which is why I just wanted to, I wanted to sell up here. But It's okay. Captain Gary, this heat map is on Quantower. So this is what I'm using to trade the legacy markets. Equal lows. What's NASDAQ doing? This here is the NASDAQ. Quantower. So I typed it in. This. When's New York open? 10 minutes from now. I don't really know what to do, like to update on levels, because this treadmill is also way too far back. Hold on. Go over and look on the XA. Whoa, what have I done? Yeah, honestly, at this stage, I think we're just looking at this as being an area that we need to see if we can look for longs here. I just have a big gap below here. So, okay, basically, idea for the S&P 500 for the ES was double distribution from yesterday. Okay, so we can see, so a little bit of education. Okay, our value area has widened since then, but basically we had our value area around about this zone here. We kept coming down to value area low, bouncing back into VWAP, value area low, bounce back into VWAP, value area low, bounce back into VWAP. Session VWAP is causing all this pressure down. What you have from yesterday is a big double distribution. So you have value here, and you have value here. As soon as we lose this area of value, which is now what we're seeing, what happens then, you drop down into the next one, which is here. So we're looking at support. We have a high volume node at 43.66. So if we do see continuation further down, then we would be looking at that high volume node around about that 43.66. And what we also have here is, it's not really a single print because that happened during the session. Okay, but you do have a gap within here. If you go red to red, candle to candle, this gap here, basically acting as a little bit of a void, trade through that into the other side where you've got an order block on the other side. So we are looking at this as a decent little zone to go long, to try and bring it back into today's value during the New York session, potentially then come up to previous day point of control, and then go short again, because overall I do think looking lower is probably the right side of the market. But I am trying to find a reason to take a long at the moment on both the ES and on the NASDAQ. On Bitcoin, there's just nothing here. NASDAQ's kind of interesting. So I've got so many windows open now. EXO. This one? No, that's the same one. EXO charts. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Nasdaq's still dumping. Done the same thing again. You guys are so quiet. Maybe I'm just the one that's been quiet. I don't know what to talk about anymore. You want to look at altcoins? Paul, welcome. Also, everybody in the chat, if you haven't done so already, give Cake a little follow, subscribe onto his YouTube, because Cake, who is part of Team Toros, is going to be doing more daily updates on legacy markets. So he's just posted his into the chat. So that's CakeZilla618. You can find him on Twitter. You can find him on YouTube. And yeah, we're going to be doing some more stuff together soon. And he's giving away a crew membership on Twitter, so go check out his Twitter. I finished my ginger tea. I should have had a coffee because my brain isn't working anymore. Three minutes to go until New York Open. Did I see open interest on BTC after the scam week? Yes. Yeah, it was wiped, wasn't it? So he had like, what was it, like 8 billion or something across the board, open interest wiped on Bitcoin after that fake news yesterday. I assume Bitcoin's still not doing anything, right? I mean, it was amazing, but when, as a trader, it just annoys me a little bit because I am more of a low time frame trader, and I prefer to trade intraday and what's going on. So, so the fact that we just had a move up that was like, okay, cool, within 5 minutes you're there, and within 5 minutes later you're all the way back down at the bottom again. It's just frustrating. I really want to see some kind of move here as we go into the open, so. We are at an area of support. Nasdaq's getting a bit of a bounce. So off of this order block. 7 minutes up and 3 down. It's ridiculous. Any altcoins moving today? Haven't looked at alts for a while. CVC. Kind of like this one. Okay. New York session is open. Let's go back and have a look at the dump. Oh no, it's not open. Wait, we still got 1 more minute to go. I saw that volume and I thought it was open already. It's not. We're just dumping. Wow. There we go. Now New York's open. Can the bulls do anything to prevent the dump? So you've got some quite nice market structure here. So that's a decent high to be looking at. So if we can start to reclaim that and move back up towards the EQ of the day, which is our VWAP also. But it's going to be a game of patience here. We're going to see where this low opening range takes us. The fact that we have had such a big drop going into the session does make me think that we could see a reversal here. We are at an area of support, but you don't want to go blindly into a long unless you're just taking this as your invalidation at the lows and you're looking to come up and take this high at this stage. Nasdaq's getting a bit of a bounce as well. Bitcoin doing anything? Nope. It's so weird, right? So just as the Nasdaq and the ES starts to bounce, Bitcoin's just dropping. We have like just a completely negative correlation right now between the two. It's very unusual. I should do a poll. Engage with my audience. Start a poll. Will ES close above or below? Where is the midpoint of our day so far? Let's find out. 4386. 4386. Above or below? And we run this as a poll and we'll see what people think. Start poll. So this is the EQ of our day so far. So that would mean reversing this downtrend, getting back above VWAP and closing above the midpoint of the day. Whoop. My socks are falling down, but I'm on a treadmill, so I can't really pull them up. It's having a good little go here, though. I mean, I would like to see it take out this high. Nasdaq's still dropping. So we're seeing more strength from the ES right now. If we look at what the Nasdaq's doing, it ain't looking good. ES still holding. Take those socks off. If we get this up to 1,000 likes, we'll get the foot fetish people in the chat. Man, I'll be happy the day that we can get 1,000 likes. Oh my god. Right, I think this might be a new record of the quietest I've ever seen the chat. So I can't work if chat's so quiet. I just don't know what to talk about. I mean, I've covered everything. It takes a few minutes to cover the levels. We've spoken about the levels. And we're looking for the market to have a bit of a reversal here, but we've also just got to be patient with what's going on. Can I check DYDX? Sure, I will have a look at DYDX. Thank you for... Ooh. Why has TradingView disappeared? There you go. Cool. DYDX. Let's just go all exchanges. Check algo, please. Check spaghetti OI. Sol was popping up last time I checked. Okay, we've got a few things that we can have a look at. I guess this is the problem, because every time like someone asks me to look at stuff, I just end up laughing because everything's just, this is probably at the point of control, right? I mean, we're close to it. Oh my god, what can you say about a chart that looks like that? So, range, first of all. We'll go from this earliest instance of it. Do you have anything with the fibs on here? Not particularly. ES has just taken out its local high. Just FYI. So the thing with charts that look like this, right, you've just got to... It's basically just a fundamental play. If you like the project and you're happy to buy it at $1.882 and for it to possibly go to zero, then that's basically the only thing you can do with the chart that's like this. So your risk to reward, essentially, you're looking at just a hodl position, right? So you're looking at, okay, maybe it goes to zero, but on the other hand, maybe you get a 10x out of it. Maybe it goes back up to $20, $30. So for it to get back up to $18 from $1.80 doesn't look out of the question. That would just be golden pocket from all-time high to low, which during another bull run is realistic. Yeah. I don't know what this daily level is. This would have been from charting it a long time ago, looking at some big old descending triangle over here. But yeah, you can't trade it, not necessarily, unless you're just looking to trade extremes of the range. And at this point, there is no extremes of the range. So you've either got to wait for it to go back down below $1.40 in order to maybe look for long positions, or wait for it to come up to around about $3 in order to look for short positions, see what kind of structure you have there. But the structure at the moment is looking like it's down. And for me, I would probably be looking for further downside. And then ultimately, yeah, like I say, you're just basically, it's like a hodl position, isn't it? Check algo. I would imagine that's very much the same. Algorand. This is another thing. So I keep laughing when I look at these charts, but it's just like, what? Why? I guess I have asked people to. Okay. Is there anything at all that you could possibly use? Okay. So just from retail perspective, Head and Shoulders, whoops. So kind of bearish up here. You've broken down. So there's your neckline. Sorry, this is wobbly because I'm on a treadmill moving around. Let's do it with a straight line. There's a neckline, there's your Head and Shoulders. To me, it looks like new lows again on a lot of this stuff. Like, I don't see a reason. I don't see anything at all from basically any crypto asset that would make me want to buy it right now. I think we're still too early. And I think especially as we go into Q4 of this year, like if we're going to get a new bull run, what are the chances of it happening before the new year starts? If it is going to be anything, it's going to be the BTC ETF thing. But even if it is Bitcoin ETF gets announced, altcoins aren't going to do anything from that. They'll probably still continue to make new lows, and the BTC pair will just collapse against them. So I just don't see a reason to buy any altcoin at the moment. And yeah, you'll get these short-lived pumps. Like Solana, for example, has had a decent move. And on this, I think this is one that we were looking at that had the potential. Okay, so we had that move up. Looked like a little bit of a bump and run. Coming back into golden pocket. Maybe you can get a 2 to 3x off of that from this low. Maybe we're looking at a move back towards like $60 or something. But even then, it's still a small move. And we're still looking at this being a little bit too early. We're at the POC on Solana. Yeah. You sound like such like a crypto skeptic, despite the fact that this is Taurus crypto, and I do love crypto. I just don't see a chart that makes me want to buy it at this stage, and I don't see the need to short anything when the if you're going to short something that's got more liquidity and just look to day trade, in my opinion. I can see a potential short here though, like 0x. I want to see things that is like, I look at the chart and immediately I see a level. So on this, basically, imbalance above this high with an OB above that. What you have within there, 618. So this is a chart that I could maybe work with. Could I expect it to make new lows again? Probably not. But this is a chart that I could work with. Something that has a bit of volume, something that has had a bit of movement recently. And if this was to see further continuation higher, up into here, then you could look for a short. What's down a lot? BNX. Band. Oh. Wow. This is why I don't want to be buying crypto stuff right now. I bought this like months ago, and it's just been down ever since. So I just don't want to be continuing to make that mistake until we know that we're in a bull run, and it's going to be very, very obvious when we are. Like, crypto is not difficult. You'll know when the bull run's starting. And we're not far off of it. But when it happens, it'll happen quick. And then you can buy stuff. It's like this. Glimmer. Everyone was talking about this a few days ago, right? Being like, oh my god, look at this, pump, pump, pump. All the way back down to where it started again. So anything that pumps, you can just, I mean, you could short it. It's just such a stupid market. So yeah, I'd be looking for something like this. This is the one altcoin setup I can see. ZRX. If it can make it to 30 cents, I think that'd be a decent short position there. The problem is your invalidation, because it's so illiquid that your invalidation is basically at like almost 40 and you're only looking down towards about 20. But you can probably get some kind of local SFP off of this if it does move up. Have a look at what's going on over here again. Is it gonna hold? Nasdaq looks terrible. Wow, it's gonna come down and take out the lows. It already has taken out previous day lows. Wow, okay. So ES managing to hold up, whereas the Nasdaq's already taken out previous day low. Interesting. So unless we're looking at this as an SFP off of previous day lows, we're essentially looking down here towards, back down towards 14,950. So. And yeah, for ES, we're looking at 4357 now, previous day point of control. Is that on our daily TPO as well? No, I mean, we've already come there. So yeah, we're essentially looking at taking out previous day lows here on the ES as well at this stage. Unless this gets a reversal very, very soon. We're into this double distribution. We're into that other high volume node. Getting a bit of a bounce off of that. But next level down for me is this MPOC from last Friday. And taking out the lows from yesterday. Heavy negative delta on the session so far. And considering we're holding this, so we've got almost 10 million negative delta and we're still holding within a range here. So there is a case for the bulls to hold on. Negative 10 million delta. Gary says Bitcoin is starting to move to 23k. Shadowjacker, do you think about Bitcoin? Let's go back over. Let's have a little look. Trying to find something to trade here. I mean, yeah, look, unless we get to 27,600 or to 28,800, there's just not a trade on here. We're still within this opening range. You still just got to be patient, okay? We've taken out the London session lows on Bitcoin. So it's not a surprise that we're seeing a bounce. There's your London lows. They've been swept. We're seeing a bounce. Any move back above here could set you up for long positions if you start to see price closing above here. And you can look for longs, potentially back into your daily open. But the levels are so congested. Nasdaq is still just completely collapsing. Why am I not holding a short? Oh, I was short on the ES earlier and I closed it before I started the stream. I went for lunch. And I haven't seen an opportunity to get back in. I mean, I have plenty of opportunities to go short. I wanted to go short earlier on. But, oh well. Hey ho. Yeah, I think we just got to wait for previous day lows on ES unless it can get a reversal. On Nasdaq, I think we've got to wait for 14,950. I think this has got a long way down to go yet before we find any support at this stage because we're through the area where we could have had a bounce. I'd say we're essentially through the area where we could have had a bounce on the ES. That naturally would lead you normally to be more bearish on Bitcoin for the day, but Bitcoin has an inverse correlation at the moment to the legacy market. So every time the legacy markets are dumping, which they are right now, Bitcoin gets a move up. So yeah, I think just a short and chill kind of session if you're trading the legacy markets until we get a reversal, and then we target some longs later on. So I'm going to stick around for everyone who's in the crew. As for the stream, I think I'm going to wrap it up there because maybe there's an opportunity to take a trade here, but I don't feel like taking a trade whilst I'm live, and I need to just reset and look at where we are because the levels that I had on here are basically I mean, yeah, we're basically just in a void now. Unless this holds the 786, I don't really have anything until it's quite a lot lower, so I need to regroup, really look at what's going on. I'll let the crew know what's going on. We have like insane negative delta on the session so far. $129 million negative delta, yet it's still holding within a range. But it can't seem to bounce. So, yeah. On that note, thank you very much, everybody. Oh, KG Tripper, on what platform are you using for order flow on S&P 500? I'm using Quantile and I'm using Exo charts. So I have Exo on here for the TPO, and I have Quantile over here. Look, this looks just not very nice. This is for executing trades. So yeah, on that note, thank you, everybody. Sorry that there wasn't much action on this session, but it is just one of those where we're just dropping and we just have to be patient. So have a great day, and I will see you all again.